So I'm here at Long Beach Aquarium of the Pacific, and this is the Molina Care Center holding. So there's a gentleman here in a scuba diving outfit, so curious to see what he's gonna do. So inside of this holding tank, you can see there's a turtle, there's a shark, and there is a stingray here. So I'm curious to see what he is going to do here in this holding tank. So we're just kind of, myself and some of the other people here are just kind of watching. So let's see what he does. But over here, it's really interesting. They have helping the orphan sea otter exhibit. So this is to help sea otters that have been abandoned to be re-released into captivity. So they are limited with human contact. So the goal is for them to be able to be released back into the ocean. And so that's the goal. And so let's see what happens. So again, they're doing something up here as far as getting ready to go into the water. So I'm not sure what they're doing, but we just have to be patient and wait and see what's happening. I think they're going into this enclosure here, so let's see what happens. So inside here we have this is a shark, and there's a really big turtle here, beautiful turtle. And then there's some big stingrays back there as well. So this is a holding tank. The reason they have the holding tanks is because they're separated often when there's a disease or they need to get acclimated. So here's one of the divers here. I don't know what he's doing, but I'm curious to see what he's doing. So let's see if I think they're cleaning the algae. I think they're using this for a cleaning tank. So
¿Ya lo viste?
¿Qué es eso?
Mira sus aletas.
Mira, mira aquí.
Sus aletas,
so
Y va a empezar a limpiar.
Sí, no manches, está mega sucia.
here's the guy. So I think he's cleaning. This is how they probably do their water changes.
Mira, son dos, van a limpiar todo el tanque.
Yeah, so this is what they use to clean. So it looks like they're coming here to clean. So there's obviously some type of tubing system set up, and it's probably a water change, because you need to replace the water every so often. So yeah, so I guess this is how they clean it. They get people and they come in their scuba diving gear, and then they come in here and they clean. So maybe we'll get a better view as they come up. So this is how they clean. Okay, so basically the scuba divers come here and they set up shop so that they can clean. So as you can see here at the top, there's areas for them to clean with. So yeah, it's basically their cleaning area. Then this is some of the other area here, but let's see what other things we can see here at the tanks here. So let's take a look and see. All right. So I guess this area is closed. So this area before, you could pet horseshoe crabs. It has a little information here about the horseshoe crabs prior. That's where they would come. Let's take a look at some of the other things the aquarium has. So outside here, this is an outdoor exhibit area. This is where you can see creatures and you can pet them. So there's a lady here speaking, telling about it, but you can see here there's all sorts of people here. Children usually. But yeah, there's so this is what is inside here. So inside here we have the brown banded bamboo shark, white spotted bamboo shark, I don't know how you say that one, and a tang fish. So oftentimes you're going to be able to pet the fish. And then you have the local pigeons, always eating food that they're finding on the floor. Pigeons are probably the best adapted to human life just because they learn to eat everything. But inside here, you can see here.
When you go down to our viewing area, it's much easier to see them.
Ya lo toqué este.
We ask you that you do be mindful when you do view or touch or pet any of our animals. We just want to
So if you've never pet shark skin before, it's depending on the type of shark, it's usually kind of rough. Yeah, and if you've ever pet a stingray, it's kind of slippery. And then as you come up this way, you have different sharks here as well. Wow, that's a big stingray. That is a really big stingray. Wow, I didn't realize they could be that big. Wow. That is a large stingray. And then as you can see here, there's different sharks in the water here. And then just different fish as well. I'm gonna ask the lady what kind of a stingray that is, because that is really big. And then you have the sharks here as well. Oh wow.
Massive.
Whoa! What do you think his name is?
That's such an interesting question. Like, what's his name? I was like,
Like get that on camera.
it's just an interest. I've never heard anyone look at that and say, like, what's his name? It's just a funny question. Not in a bad way, though.
Ray with that really long tail. It is the brown sort of tail.
So I'm gonna ask right now.
And that's probably the most commonly seen one you'll see in our touch pools. We also have our fiddler rays, which are those rays with those shark-looking tails. Those ones usually
So
under our,
basically, at the other area here, we have
rocks. So
more
you can definitely see them if
more
you
interesting
want to.
things here. So you have
those beautiful blue
these creatures
spotted
here.
rays. Those are those rays.
So these are crown rose
Bright
rays.
blue spots on
There's a
them.
blue spotted ray and a yellow
Rays,
tang.
They're very
Oh.
cool to look at and to see. And then of course we have our little
There's the blue spotted ray. It has kind of blue spots on it. I guess that's why it's called that.
adventurous. Hopefully you can see them.
What? I'm gonna ask and see. So you can actually touch them with 2 fingers. So that's what's cool about this, is it's a petting exhibit for people. Maybe I can. What? Do you, sir? What's the big ray called? The really big one? Do you know?
Yeah, that's actually a stingray.
That's a stingray?
Big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a.
450 pounds.
It's 450 pounds?
450, 10 feet across.
Wow. Yeah, I saw it. I didn't realize they could get that big. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, he's been around for a really long time. They
I'm sure-
typically don't.
They don't get that big? Okay.
I've never seen one like that.
I didn't either. It looked like a carpet. Yeah, I thought it was like a carpet. I was like, wow.
Here with the education
Okay.
department here at the Aquarium of the Pacific.
You know,
On behalf of myself,
I was just curious as to what it was.
I noticed you've been doing some.
Yeah, making it educational. Okay.
Since we're a nonprofit, every single dollar you spend on things like your ticket, merchandise, and food goes right back into the aquarium so we can take really good care of our exhibits and the animals that live in them. In the pool right in front of me, you'll see rays that you are welcome to touch with the gentle 2-finger
ray.
touch.
Oh.
We just ask that you keep both of your feet firmly planted on the ground.
Reticulate
If you
whip
need some
ray.
extra
Okay,
room,
so that's
you
what
can
that
use
is.
it on your belly.
Cool. All right, so now I know. I'm not just guessing. Okay, cool. Thanks. Thank you. All right, that was nice. He was nice enough to show me what it is.
So
Cool.
in that pool in front of me, the ray that you'll see the most often is our cow nose ray. But see if you can spot our blue spotted ribbon tail rays. You'll also see a horseshoe crab scuttling along in there. See if you can find him. You can touch him as well. Were you able to touch one of the rays? Yeah, how do you feel? Weird? Maybe like a slimy kind of weird? Yeah, so they're covered in what's called a mucous membrane. Where in the human body do you find mucus? Yep, your nose. They're covered in snot. They're covered in a layer of snot that works as a protective barrier to help keep them safe from bacteria. Oh, you'll also see right in front of me, his tail is sticking out. We have our fiddler ray. So those fiddler rays go from 0 to 100 really quick. They're either sleeping under that rock or they are doing fast laps around the pool. So maybe he'll come out a little later. In the pool over to my left, you'll see several species of sharks. You may be thinking to yourself, these sharks are pretty small. But over 50% of sharks actually are 3 feet or shorter. You are welcome to touch those as well with a gentle 2-finger touch. I invite you to touch one of our sharks and then go touch one of our rays and see the difference that you can feel. Did you touch? Oh, it's sunny. So you'll see a couple different species of those smaller sharks in the pool to my left. You'll see white-spotted bamboo sharks, brown-banded bamboo sharks, and epaulet sharks. You can tell an epaulet shark is an epaulet shark by these really large spots, black spots on their back. So those are what are called false eye spots, and they're an adaptation that is supposed to make them look like they have really big eyes, as if they were a much bigger animal than they are. So it's